Hi, I'm Merici, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Ada's List. I just wanted to come on and answer some of your questions that have come in around our CEO hunt. Also, just thank you all for reaching out. We've had some great applicants. As somebody who runs Ada's List day to day, you hear about how awesome our members are. But then it's actually your turn to find the right person that is the combination of a bunch of different difficult qualities to find, and you get so many amazing applicants. So thank you all for your applications and for your consideration. So I just wanted to do this video because it's almost the weekend. Applications are due on Monday. I've chatted with a lot of people. I won't be as available this weekend to talk to you all if you have any questions. So I just wanted to do a little video to go through some of the questions that have come in and hopefully be of help as we get into deadline day. So first off, so what are the different operational structures that you think are feasible based on, because it was mentioned in the application. So it's a bit of my own personal experience and the way we've been set up. So, the last year has been, as we all know, weird and random and wild. And so with a really competent and awesome team underneath you, it's a lot easier to kind of scale up and scale down based on your own availability. So I've got a couple kids. Homeschooling has been, share those responsibilities with my husband, and Ada's List has given me the flexibility to kind of scale up and scale down, and working with the team on, the things that need to be delivered. So that's a long-winded way of saying, I think as long as you're a good manager, as long as you know how to manage a team, delegate responsibility, follow through with them, provide clear goals and prioritization in the right moments in the week. I'm not saying I've been good at this either. Sorry, Lil and Nicole. The right moments in the week to check in. That should be great. So, I've been doing 3-ish days a week, so 2 to 3 days a week. Obviously, I've also been full-time, so it just kind of depends on what works in your management style. We've also had somebody reach out about a co-share, like CEO job share, which I think is really interesting and totally open to that. So what happens after I apply? So the applications that are coming in, we're going through them. Shortlisted candidates will be informed next week, which is, roughly the 24th or 25th. Then we'll go through interviews with our board, and then it would be follow-up interviews based on more questions that have, come in when we kind of have a lay of the land with all the different candidates. So we hope to make a quick decision. Should be no more than 3 weeks, mostly because I've got a very tight deadline for myself for my next thing. So what has been the biggest challenge as CEO? Fundamentally, it's about, taking the time and effort to make an organization. We've been fully volunteer run, fully volunteer run until now. And so what did that look like? How do you translate that into an organization that not only brings in enough investment, enough money to pay for my salary, but also build a small team? And so kind of like the initial getting over that hump from volunteer to full-time. The other one I would say is a lot of, it is about bringing in money. So that could be through sales, through jobs, through partnerships, through impact funds, grants. It depends on the characteristic of the next person that comes in and what they bring to the table. But that is probably the most important thing, is making sure that, you can cover your salary and cover the team's salary to keep it going. So what did I have to learn quick and fast when I started this role? A lot of things, how to be an entrepreneur, what that meant. You got to be comfortable with being very uncomfortable a lot of the time. Like, there are definitely times last year I was like curled up in a ball, like, what am I doing? And so, really being a bit more, just being more open to being flexible, to not having all the answers. I know it all sounds like a cliche, but when you're actually running an organization, suddenly you realize that those cliches are there for a reason. It's all very real. And then finally, what advice would you have for someone running Ada's List alongside another venture? Again, this goes back to the first question. We're open to ideas of how you would do those side by side. And I think like some of the great candidates we've received, they do run other businesses. And so what we'd be looking for is a vision for how you would do those two things side by side. Doesn't need to be detailed, but it needs to be something that you've clearly thought about. I'm just going to answer this for everybody. I think what's really important when we're reviewing like these excellent candidates, including, yourself if you apply, is fundamentally like, I need a bit of a vision about what you want to do. And that's what the board's going to be looking for. Like, it doesn't need to be detailed, but it's got to show that there's been some consideration into your application, because it's fairly competitive. A couple bullet points about what you'd want to achieve in the next year, I think is what I would do. So anyway, best of luck. Keep them coming in, and we'll see you next week.